I'm looking forward to my first full year. It was tough last year, missing it, being hurt all season. So first time I really had to experience anything like that. And, I think it just makes me want it even more and have that kind of fire to get out and play every day.
You began your pro career with the ValleyCats in 2008. Can you describe that experience or what you remember about playing in Tri-City?
It was awesome. It was a great place to play. Had a lot of fun. We had a great group of guys there, and the fans that we drew made it fun. It was my first taste of pro ball, and it was a great place to start.
Do you remember anything about the area, like places you went to eat or anything you did for fun? Do you remember any of that?
I remember going to the Deli and Brew quite a bit. Loved that place before games, getting some sandwiches and stuff. But all the guys went there before the game, after the game, whenever we could, and so like I said, we had a great group of guys, and it was a lot of fun.
What advice would you give to the new group of players we're going to have in Tri-City coming out of the draft in June? Maybe something you learned playing with us.
Just to kind of get used to pro ball and learning how to take care of yourself and playing every day. In college, you play 4 or 5 days a week, and you get some of that off time in between. And in pro ball, it's pretty much every day. Living on your own, and so it's a little different. You kind of have to learn how to manage your time and make sure you get into the field early and getting your work in, and really make sure you keep baseball the #1 priority.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on a baseball field?
I think one of the most embarrassing things is actually probably when I was in AA. We were playing in Springfield against the Cardinals, and I threw my bat into the stands twice in the same at bat, and the second time it was on strike 3, and I got booed like I've never heard anyone be booed before. And as I was walking back to the dugout, so that was probably one of my most embarrassing moments for sure.
What is the toughest thing about being a pro baseball player?
I think it's just the grind of playing every day. It's especially being a catcher. It takes a toll on your body, and you really have to kind of take care of yourself and do extra things that will enable you to stay on the field. And that's my #1 goal this year, is to be healthy and get as many games in as I can.
You have any superstitions that you?
Not really. I mean, I have a pretty strict routine that I do before I go out and play, but it's mostly just to really maximize my warm-up before I get out. So nothing too superstitious, but I do kind of do the same warm-up routine every day.
What advice would you give to little leaguers now who have a dream of being a Major League Baseball player?
Just to have fun, just enjoy it. I mean, baseball's a great game. It's a fun game, and as long as you're having fun and getting in your work that you need to get in, I mean, you'll love it and continue to play it for as long as you can. And I think that's definitely the key.
What do you do to keep busy on long road trips?
Watch a lot of movies. Try to get some sleep if we can. That's one of the things that is tough on the road, especially in the minor leagues when you're taking buses and stuff. So that's one thing I always tried to get in as much as I could when we were traveling, whenever I could.
What kind of music do you have on your iPod?
I listen to everything, but I'd say mainly I'm a fan of hip-hop music mostly. So that's what's mostly on it.
Do you know what song you're going to be coming up to this year yet?
Not sure yet. I'm between a few, so we'll see. I'm still narrowing down the decisions.
What's your fondest memory of playing baseball as a kid?
Probably just having fun with my friends, really. I mean, in the summers and stuff when school's out and you have practice and games and different tournaments and stuff. And I was fortunate enough to play with a lot of my friends from school, and we had a great time. So I think that was one of the reasons why I love baseball so much growing up was it was awesome. We had a blast doing it. We wouldn't really want to be doing anything else. So that was it.
Describe your dream meal.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know. Probably a big steak and steak and potatoes and some vegetables. That's probably my dream meal right there.
Favorite movie?
Oh, that's tough. I'm a fan of comedies. So, I was a big fan of all the Happy Gilmore movies when they came out back in the day. I like all the Will Ferrell movies and stuff. So, I like those. I like kind of the the heist movies, like the Ocean's 11 series and that kind of stuff. So, you know, those are the types that I like.
Who's your biggest inspiration and why?
That's tough, you know. I've had a lot of influences in my life. My dad has been there, you know, for me from day one. I mean, he was coached me through Little League and you know, all the way up. He's still to this day is like my batting practice coach in the off season. So, you know, he's done a lot for me, sacrificed a lot, and you know, he's been really integral into you know, getting me to where I am right now. So, you know, I'm really appreciative of that.
What is your hidden talent, or maybe one thing someone doesn't know about you?
I was just asked this recently too for something else, and honestly, I tried to think about it, and I really don't have any hidden talents. I like to play a lot of Xbox in my downtime, so I like to think I'm pretty decent at that. So I think that's you know, it's one thing I enjoy.
What sports or hobbies other than baseball do you play?
I played basketball in high school, and you know, that was probably my second favorite sport. Definitely growing up. You know, so yeah, I mean, basketball. I played a little bit of football, but not too seriously. Didn't play in high school or anything. But I'd say basketball is probably my number two, and you know, if I didn't play baseball, that's probably what I would try to play.
Who was your favorite MLB team growing up?
Probably the Seattle Mariners. I went to a lot of A's games. You know, we had season tickets to the A's, and so I always tried to make sure that when the Mariners were in town, I was going to those games. I was a huge Ken Griffey Jr. fan, so you know. Yeah.
A-Rod too?
A-Rod too, yeah. He was. They had a great team. That's why I loved them. They had, you know, A-Rod and Randy Johnson and Jay Buhner and all those guys. So it was a fun team to watch for sure.
What's the best baseball game you've been to as a fan?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been to any World Series games or anything like that. So, as a fan, I think I went to an A's playoff game one year when they were doing really well. One of the years they won, you know, 100 games and you know, were a you know, pretty serious team to beat in the AL. So, I think, you know, that just growing up with going to A's games and you know, seeing all the support and stuff, you know, that was pretty fun as a fan growing up. So, yeah.